So a little tip on moving really, really heavy things that have a flat bottom, or if you can create a flat bottom with something like a pallet. At work, we move really heavy generators with little to no effort. And the way to do that is you have to think about the Egyptians and the way they built the pyramids. Try to use mechanical advantage and think about the wheel. So I got this blue cabinet right here. It's made of 12 gauge steel and it's meant to hold 1,200 pounds. Obviously, that's not 1,200 pounds in there right now, but that's what it's designed for. The cabinet empty with nothing in it, just the steel. It weighs about 250 pounds, 300 pounds. I've got to get it off of that wall into the middle of this space, and I'm by myself. So what do? I've got a solid concrete floor that's pretty smooth. It's actually really smooth. And it's got a steel pipe. That's a 3/4 inch steel pipe there. So just for descriptive purposes, this is the 3/4 inch pipe that I'm using. This is 1.5 inch PVC, Schedule 40. That pipe over there, standing up, is a 2-inch PVC, Schedule 40. You know, you could use any of those, but don't use anything smaller than Schedule 40. And this is a 3-inch. I mean, this is just for descriptive purposes, but this would make moving that very, very easy. You want to be able to span both ends, obviously, so this is just, again, just for description. What we're going to do is make sure the surface that you're rolling it on is smooth and, you know, clean, so you don't get bound up with anything. Because that wheel, it doesn't have, you know, has zero give. So we want to just make sure that anything that can obstruct it is gone. Similar to a pallet jack can pick up 5,000 pounds, but it can't go over a zip tie. Anyway, here we go. So try to always wear gloves. If you're moving something really heavy, try to have steel toe boots. Don't do it in flip-flops or Crocs, like some guys do, not to mention any names, Mark. Push and pull at the same time. And if you can see, the bottom is getting higher. This gap right here, it's about 2 inches or so, 2 or 3 inches. You kind of don't want that, because if this tips my way, all this stuff is going to fall out. So you push up gently, just get the weight off the pipe, very little. And I'm using leverage, obviously. And just keep doing that. Again, I'm by myself, so I got to be a little careful on how I do these things, because it could create a lot more work than I want. Luckily, the legs are like 1/4 inch steel, maybe 3/16, so they're very solid. I want to say them. I want to say I'm really strong, but I'm not. I just got to use my head because I'm not strong. See, that's probably a little too far. And I don't feel comfortable with this right now. And that's it. Not too bad, right? I mean, it was pretty simple. It's out of their way. They can get their scaffolding in there to put the sheetrock up. Hopefully this helps you guys. If you have something to move, you could use Schedule 40 PVC. Don't use Schedule 20 because that's too thin. The walls are too thin. So Schedule 40 or Schedule 80, a solid pipe, something of that sort. If you're going over rough terrain, obviously the bigger the pipe, the easier it is to move. You kind of don't want to use anything smaller than 2 inch. Even 2 inch is pretty small. So we use 4 and 6 inch pipes, and we can move, a 2,000, 2,500 pound generator with two guys. Of course, if we're going uphill, we use a winch and whatnot, but just on flat surface like a garage like this, pretty easy.